Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all would be fine. Till now, we have discussed your first 5 chapters of Book 2, Part 1. Hopefully, you people would have gone through the important points. And as I've told you that in the upcoming presentation, we'll talk about all the important points of these 5 chapters based on the past papers. So in this very presentation, I have discussed all those important questions, and the questions which have been repeated multiple times, I've given the reference that a particular question have been repeated 2, 3 or 4 times. So वहाँ पे मैंने question की statement के सामने लिख भी दिया है कि ये जो है वो last 5 years papers जो हैं उसमें कितनी दफ़ा कोई particular question repeat हुआ है. So with reference to this, an important point is that आप खुद भी देखेंगे there's a thing that no question has been worded similarly. यानी कोई भी क्वेश्चन जो है उसको सेम तरीके से वर्बलाइज नहीं किया गया. उसकी जो क्वेश्चनिंग स्टेटमेंट है दैट इज़ डिफरेंट, एंड दैट इज़ समथिंग वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट विच यू आर सपोज टू कीप इन माइंड. और सेकेंडली व्हाट आई हैव सीन कि पार्ट 2 के बच्चे जो हैं दे मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम दे से कि जी क्वेश्चन काफ़ी डिफ़िकल्ट थे, हमें समझने में प्रॉब्लम हुआ या हमें समझ नहीं आ रही थी कि उसमें क्वेश्चनिंग स्टेटमेंट में क्या पूछा गया. इवन व्हेन वी वर गोइंग थ्रू दीज क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन, तो क्लास में भी ऐसा होता था, सम ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे माइट नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन अगर उसको मैंने किसी डिफरेंट तरीके से फ्रेज़ किया है या उस क्वेश्चन को मैंने डिफरेंट तरीके से फॉर्मुलेट किया है. पेपर में बेटा द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज़ दैट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड the questioning statement, because if it's a 2 marks question, it means that you need to be strictly to the point and don't beat about the bush. If you are not going to answer the question which is asked, no matter you are writing 100 lines, you will not be given any marks. So let's start with your chapter 1. Okay, there's a list of the chapters given. So these are the 5 chapters which have been discussed in this particular presentation. The very first chapter is the dying sun, and the questions which have been there in the papers, in the last 5 year papers. Okay, I have talked about all the evening and morning papers, and what I have seen is कि ये 5 chapters के questions जो हैं, no matter it was a paper in the evening or in the morning, इन 5 chapters के question most of the time यहाँ पे हैं. तो आपने papers को इस reference से भी देखना है कि कौन से क्वेश्चन, कौन से चैप्टर्स जो हैं उनका वेटेज कितना है. सो दीज 5 chapters वी कैन से कि आपका जो सेक्शन 1 होने वाला है आपके पेपर में, उसमें ये द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट हैं ये 5 chapters. सो यू आर सपोज टू प्रिपेयर दिस 5 chapters इन अ वेरी गुड वे. लेट्स सी द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चनिंग स्टेटमेंट, and this question have been repeated 2 times. So the question is, how did planets come into existence? These questions have been repeated 2 times in the last 5 year papers. अब ये क्वेश्चन आपसे क्या पूछ रहा है कि प्लैनेट्स की एग्जिस्टेंस जो है वो कैसे पॉसिबल हुई. सो यू विल नरेट दैट होल इंसिडेंट ऑफ अ स्टार कमिंग क्लोजर टू द सन, raising a mountain on the surface of the sun, and then breaking of that mountain and starting revolving around the sun, and then gradually cooling down, and that became a cause of the creation of our planets. The second question is, why is there no life on stars? Stars के ऊपर life क्यों नहीं है, यानी दूसरे जो stars हैं वहाँ पे life क्यों नहीं है? So you know the answer. There is no life on the stars. Why? Because there are no suitable conditions, there are no necessary conditions available on those stars. And what are those necessary conditions? We'll talk about them later on, because there's a question given on that as well. Question number 3 is, what happened when the wandering star came nearer and nearer? Now, question number 1 and question number 3 in this presentation, they are similar to each other, and you are going to narrate the same event. Okay, but question number 1 is pointing towards a different element, and your question number 3 is pointing towards a different element. This is a thing which I want you to understand. ये वो चीज़ है जो आपने समझनी है. अब बहुत से बच्चे दोनों में एक ही वो पूरी कहानी लिख के आ जाएंगे, बट दिस इज़ नॉट द थिंग. इट्स 2 marks क्वेश्चन, सो यू नीड टू बी टू द पॉइंट. अब इस क्वेश्चन में आपसे इवेंट पूछा जा रहा है, उसने आपसे रिजल्ट नहीं पूछा है, उसने आपसे प्रोडक्ट नहीं पूछी है, उसने आपसे ये पूछा है कि क्या हुआ था व्हेन द स्टार केम नियरर एंड नियरर. सो यू नीड टू नरेट दैट while the star was coming nearer and nearer, there was the mountain which was formulated on the surface of the sun, it was getting higher and higher. Question number 4. Why do not why do stars not collide with one another very often? And why it is so? Because of the immense distances, it seldom it happens that two stars come near to each other. यानी ऐसा कभी कभार होता है कि कोई दो स्टार्स आपस में कभी करीब भी आए एंड देर आर नो चांसेस ऑफ कोलिजन, उनके आपस में कोलाइड करने के कोई चांसेस नहीं होते बिकॉज ऑफ द इमेंस डिस्टेंसेस. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज वाई इज़ द यूनिवर्स सो फ्राइटनिंग टू अस. ये जो यूनिवर्स है ये इतना फ्राइटनिंग क्यों है, इतनी खौफनाक क्यों है. एंड दिस क्वेश्चन हैव बीन रिपीटेड 2 times. ये क्वेश्चन भी आपके पेपर्स में, पास्ट पेपर्स में लास्ट 5 years उसमें 2 दफ़ा रिपीट हुआ है. और इसका कोई आंसर, यू नो द आंसर, एंड व्हाट इज़ दैट. This universe is frightening because of immense stretches of time, because the littleness of our earth, and because the uniqueness of our sort of life. यानी एक तो टाइम स्ट्रेचेस बहुत ज़्यादा हैं, हमारी जो अर्थ है इसकी इम्पोर्टेंस इस सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिवर्स में ये इतनी छोटी है कि इसका होना ना होना बराबर है. एंड देन हमारी तरह की जो लाइफ है इट्स नॉट पॉसिबल ऑन एनी ऑफ द अदर प्लैनेट्स और स्टार्स, सो वी फाइंड दिस यूनिवर्स क्वाइट frightening. Question number 6. What are the conditions necessary for life? यानी हमारी तरह की जो लाइफ है, जैसी लाइफ हम इस अर्थ के ऊपर गुजार रहे हैं, इस तरह की लाइफ के लिए किस तरह की कंडीशंस नेसेसरी हैं. एज while we were talking about question number 2 in the same slide, I told you that there is no life on other stars because they don't have those suitable or necessary conditions of life available. And in this question the writer has asked, the examiner has asked that what are those necessary conditions. वो necessary conditions क्या हैं? तो वो necessary conditions क्या हैं? Obviously those conditions are provision of a suitable temperature. आपका temperature जो है वो suitable होना चाहिए. By suitable temperature we mean where the liquid things can retain their liquid state. यानी अगर आपने किसी लिक्विड चीज़ को रखा है तो वो अपनी लिक्विड स्टेट को रिटेन कर सके, ना तो वो फ्रीज़ हो और ना ही वो बॉइलिंग पॉइंट के ऊपर चला जाए. देन यू नीड वाटर, देन यू नीड ऑक्सीजन, एंड देर आर अदर नेसेसिटीज़ ऑफ लाइफ विच आर ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट विच मे नॉट बी अवेलेबल ऑन अदर स्टार्स. हाउ वॉज लाइफ बोर्न ऑन अर्थ? नाउ दिस द क्वेश्चन, the last one. And in this question the writer has asked, the examiner has asked that how the life started on earth. Basically you can start from that event of creation of the planets, and then you can move on saying that initially earth was too hot, slowly and gradually it cooled down, then the rains came over there, then the oceans were formulated, and the life started in very simple organisms. The initial organisms which started life on earth, they were unicellulars, and then slowly and gradually the life gained its complexity on earth. Okay, this is all about your chapter number 1. In this particular presentation, I have just talked about the important question answers, and then in the upcoming presentation, we'll also talk about the objective paper, the objective part of the papers, which are based on these 5 chapters. So this was your chapter number 1. Let's talk about your chapter number 2. Using the scientific method. This is your second chapter, and this chapter talk about using the scientific method, that how by using scientific method we have improved in our life. And the chapter has been divided into 3-4 headings, where he has talked about some of the major components, some of the major aspects where science has done wonders in our lives. So let's start talking about the question answers. The first question which was there in the past papers was, how was drinking water brought in the past? So how was drinking water brought? It was because there was no system of water supply available, so people used to bring that water bucket full from far off sources, and it was quite difficult to bring water to the homes, and it was used quite sparingly for cleaning and bathing purposes, and even for drinking purpose the clean water was not easily available. Second question is, what is the condition of water supply nowadays? Now, the first question is from paper 2019 in the morning, and the second question is from paper 2019 in evening. So you see, the question is it's on the same aspect, but it's asking about two different things. And nowadays, what is the condition of water supply? Nowadays, the water supply condition of water supply is quite good in our cities. Water is available, and we can get drinking water at our homes quite easily. Question number 3. How has the scientific method helped us in our fight against disease? And this question was there for 2 times. And how has the scientific method helped us in our fight against disease? It has done wonders in the field of medical sciences. The surgery has been revolutionized, the medical practices have been revolutionized, our death rate has been decreased, especially the death rate in young ones had been decreased, the average lifespan has been increased, and a lot of diseases which were in past considered to be killing diseases or life-taking diseases, now they are easily curable, and science has undoubtedly brought a lot of improvement, a lot of development in the field of medical science. Question number 4. What are the modern method of preservation of food? Now, what are the modern method? The modern methods are freezing, then we have got canning, then we have got dehydration. So these are the methods through which these are the safe methods through which we can preserve food for a longer time. And then it's not only about preservation, it's about the lifetime of that preserved food, so we can have the idea, and the expiry date is always given on that food, that till this date the food is safe to use. The next question is, how are we much better than our forefathers? And this question was there for 2 times. So in this question, basically the examiner is pointing towards the thing of attitude, that how we have got a better attitude towards life than our forefathers. And this question is pointing towards the superstitious beliefs, where the writer has told us in this particular essay that our forefathers used to be quite superstitious, and they people were what you can say less confident. They believed in a lot of superstitions, and they were afraid of the happenings around them, because the things were not defined, the questions were not answered, and they were not critical in their thinking. And why are we much better? Because we are confident, we have got scientific knowledge, and we are more critical in our thinking, and we are less afraid of whatever is happening around us. Question number 6. What is the scientific method? Now this is a general question where the writer has asked that what is the scientific method. So scientific method is basically using a method which has been testified, which has been formulated, which has been applied again and again, testified and approved by some specialist in the field. कोई ऐसा तरीका जिसको साइंसी तरीके से बनाया गया हो, जिसको एक्सपेरिमेंट किया गया हो, और जो प्रूव किया गया हो बाय द स्पेशलिस्ट इन a particular field, or after recommendation of those certain specialist people, this method is going to be applied. So that particular method which is formulated, then tested, then it is approved by a specialist, is known to be a scientific method. Last question is, how did the scientific method help us? Now this is a general question. He is not asking about anything, so you can say that the scientific method has helped us in a lot of ways. It has improved our lives in a lot of ways. It has lessened the human suffering. It has done a great deal for the human betterment, our health facility, our living standards, the roads, the streets, the water supply system, and the medical system, the system of medicine, of our food sort of thing, our attitudes, each and everything have been tremendously improved. Okay, dear girls, if you have got any confusion, if there are any questions in your mind, you can ask. We have talked about the first two chapters in this particular presentation, and in the upcoming presentation, we'll talk about the next three chapters. So for these two first questions, for these first two chapters, you'll go for writing all these question answers. This is sort of written assignment. So you'll write the questions, or even if you don't want to write the questioning statement, just write the chapter number, give the heading, and then answer all the questions in your own words. Please don't try to cram. Just listen to the presentation. I have guided you about all the questions and answers, so you can just listen to it and try to write it in your own words, and then you'll be sending it to me. And if there is still any question which is not easy to understand for you, you can ask that question again. Thank you so much.